Wow, Turkey Tom kind of messed up. It's crazy to just see what's happened to him. He's losing subscribers like crazy. He's getting dislike bombed on most of his videos. People are spamming lyrics to a popular song by Michael Jackson in his comments. And it's funny. It's pretty funny. Do I think there's some bad blood between them? No. I just think it's business for the both of them. You see, Turkey Tom, before making stuff on pyrocynical, was actually stuff like this. He does a lot of stuff like this where he'll talk about creators and he'll talk about the important stuff. For example, when Pokimane was really insanely popular at the time, he talked about her. Same thing with Ethan Klein, H3H3, and it's funny in a way. It is very funny to see how it's all come full circle, but topics are very high risk, high reward, which is why I really won't talk about topics unless I know for sure what's going on or I have a general scope of what's happening. But even then, sometimes I mess up, which is why I don't really like talking about this kind of stuff until it's fully fleshed. For example, the DMCA video I made, some guy gave me some more info and I learned a little bit more about it and what it's supposed to do, but it can still affect content creators, which gave me a little bit of a clearer mindset, but still a bitchy thing by the DMCA. But regardless, okay, let's talk about this, okay? Turkey Tom, he's a decent YouTuber, I would say. He was never really outstanding. I mean, his videos were good to just have on in the background sometimes, but I never really watched them. If I wanted to watch some allegation videos, I would probably watch Diesel Patches, which is a little bit better, and even then, either Diesel Patches or Bo Blacks. But that's just for a community feel, because they give opinions, sure, but they give whole facts. They don't really take sides, and even when they do take sides, they don't make it one-sided with evidence. They show evidence for both. So it's interesting how he just won't back down. He's made about just under an hour of content, just barely under an hour, almost 58 minutes of video on pyrocynical and the backlash he's gotten, and he hasn't been handling it well. And I think if he handled it a lot well, he'd be in a way better position. Because if you look at people like Prison Mate Luke and Diesel Patches, who made mistakes, apologized, and moved on immediately, he stayed. Okay, if you look at Diesel Patches, after apologizing for messing up, he's made multiple videos and has changed his outlook. So there's that. You also have Prison Mate Luke, which I've watched get really popular really quickly, but he actually responded a couple days ago and apologized. So it's cool to see him, apologize and move forward. However, what people such as Turkey Tom have done is they have doubled down, which is really crazy considering the kind of way he's gone about it. I think if he apologizes and just says, look, I don't mean to call him this, but there's still a possibility, I wouldn't deconfirm it yet, that's a little bit more understandable. But I don't think they'll let him do that. I think what he should be doing is he should be looking for a way to apologize and just move on. Just say, look, I was wrong, or look, I apologize for the way I did this. I still stand by what I said, but we'll see with more evidence. And that's it. You move on, you forget about it, which is what a lot of these people are doing. And yeah, I think that's important. If you get hung up on something, this is what happens. You get tormented and tormented until boom, you slowly lose your following. And this is what's happening. There are smaller channels, literally under 1,000 subscribers, making videos, getting over 20,000 views, all because you won't admit defeat, or you won't apologize for, making a mistake, which is pretty sad. It's kind of rough, but I can't blame him. In this landscape, you kind of have to double down, but I don't really see too many people defending Turkey Tom, but at the same time I do. Like on Twitter at least, it seems. I don't know. If you look, there's a lot of allegations coming up, and it's kind of weird how you can't just put it to rest. It's like the Pokemon situation, where Pokemon apologizes, forgets, leaves for a month, comes back, gets into controversy again, and that's popular, and then people just blow it off as whatever. And now she's pretty much immune to controversy for a while, because people are just gonna say, oh, you're crying wolf again, or they're not really gonna care because, oh, did you see what thirsty tweets or DMs Pokemon made? Oh, she wants to be pleasured sexually. Whoa, guys, come and look. Guys, why aren't you watching? Like, that's silly. What I do think the community is doing is kind of weeding out what is good and what is bad, which is alright. I'm fine with it. Like, it's funny, but people are so starved for that content right now. It's kind of crazy how you can make a low effort shit post about Turkey Tom bad, pyrocynical good, and get like hundreds and hundreds of views just like that. So yeah, am I cashing in on that? No, not really, but technically yeah. I'd like to think no, but deep down inside it kind of feels like it. But yeah, pyrocynical, you fucked up, but I think Turkey Tom fucked up too. I think the message is good that they brought it to light. Like, if you look at it as a whole, I think it's good that pyrocynical acknowledged it, responded to it, and even gave insight on what he thinks and debunked some of the lies and admitted he's a degenerate. I think that's great that he would admit it. I think that makes him a little bit more trustworthy, as most people would just deny everything or just flat out ignore it, like Minilad or Pokemon to a certain extent. That's why I'm more on pyrocynical side, but I still think he messed up. And I still think Turkey Tom just tried to get the message out there, but had his eyes too much on the prize and cared more about the attention he was going to receive from talking about it than actually talking and informing people about it, which was the ultimate downfall, I believe. So at the end of the day, Turkey Tom is a little bit like Icarus, where he got popular and he tried flying up to the sun and got cucked really hard. He really did. It's crazy to see this kind of fall, especially when I thought he was pretty chill. I guess not. I guess everybody's pretty rude and whatever after a certain point. If I ever get to the point of Turkey Tom, somebody slap me, because I would try to do the best I can to make content that's trustworthy, and if something comes up and I'm wrong, apologize instead of keeping it going. At some point you have to, give it up. And I think that's what's gonna happen. The longer Turkey Tom chooses to die on this hill and bleed out, he's gonna lose his following, his fans, because pyrocynical's bigger than him, sure, but I'm pretty sure people are still gonna side with him regardless. But the way you handled it isn't good enough, and you never really truly apologized. You just gotta give up at this point and call it a day. Just hack it in and move on, like a lot of these people have. You see, when you stay on something for too long, you run the risk of burning out not only yourself but your fans, and eventually you could make a mistake. And I think your mistake Tom, if you're watching, was you went too far. After pyrocynical responded, you should have said, look, I think your response is good. And you know what? Yeah, you are just a furry degenerate, okay? Your laws are different in your area, so it's okay. Let's just move on and we'll be friends, yeah? And I think that would have been way better of a result, at the very least. That probably would have been the good ending, but we're living through the bad ending right now. So, good luck, dude. You're gonna need it moving forward. Like, this is gonna ruin you if you keep it up. So, I recommend apologizing, moving on, and making different content, or moving to newer content. Make something new instead of talking about pyrocynical again. Because I guarantee you, if you talk about pyrocynical again, you're gonna probably dwindle down to around 170k. And that's not good, dude. You want to keep your numbers up. The only reason people are watching your content right now is because they want to hate on you, and that's not good. So, be smart. Just apologize. Don't die on this hill you've made. It's not a good hill to die on at this point, especially when everybody's kind of over it and you're still here. So, that's all I really have to say. See ya. ダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強いお酒でも歪まない思い出がバカみたい